Many of us will stand with you, but now is not the time.
Imagine a character in a book you're reading. The author introduces her by writing, "She had freckles, red hair, and green eyes." Now imagine a second character enters the story. This time, the author writes, "She was a black woman with braided hair." Notice the mechanical difference in these two sentences. The first character is introduced as a specific individual through her physical features. The second character is introduced as a racial category before we learn anything else about her. This isn't an isolated writing quirk. It's a systemic pattern that appears across decades of Western literature, where one group is defined by their traits and everyone else is defined by their label. The way these adjectives are arranged suggests a subtle divide in how characters are presented. One is treated as a unique individual, while the other is framed as a representative of a group. This pattern grew out of the historical context of Western publishing. For a long time, writers and editors worked under the assumption that the average reader was white, and that this reader would imagine every character as white unless they were told otherwise. This created an unwritten rule. If no race is mentioned, the character is white. If a race is mentioned, they are not. It's not that authors ignore whiteness, they just describe it differently. Instead of naming a race, they use a specific set of physical codes. Descriptors like pale skin, rosy cheeks, or a porcelain complexion are culturally linked to white people. Because of that association, the author doesn't feel the need to explicitly state the character's race. These descriptions allow whiteness to function as the invisible, unquestioned baseline, the neutral setting of the story. In literary theory, this is known as markedness. It describes how language creates a hierarchy between what we consider ordinary and what we consider different. Take these simple, unmarked nouns: a doctor, a soldier, a couple. Because of the default settings of our culture, these are often silently assumed to be male, white, or straight. To signify a departure from that assumed norm, we add adjectives. We say a female doctor, a black soldier, or a gay couple. The adjective marks the identity as something that needs explaining. This habit moved from literature into the rest of our culture. We see it in journalism, when a person's race is only mentioned if they aren't white, or in advertising, where a typical family has historically been used as a synonym for a white family. This is exactly how modern artificial intelligence inherited these biases. It doesn't think on its own. It simply scans our existing culture and mirrors what it finds. When AI processes millions of pages of text that use whiteness as the unmarked default, it begins to replicate that same logic at a massive scale, instantly generating results based on those historical shortcuts. Because these unmarked identities are treated as the standard, we are trained to see them as the true center of the human experience. This training is so deep that it often causes friction when those invisible defaults are challenged in real life. We see this when a book is adapted into a movie and a character is cast with a non-white actor. Even if the original book never actually stated the character was white, some readers will complain that their race has been changed. In those cases, the text didn't change, the reader's assumption did. The backlash is a reaction to the disruption of that silent, unmarked default they've been conditioned to expect. Of course, mentioning ethnicity is not the problem. Ethnicity is a vital part of a person's culture, family, and lived experience. The issue is when we only treat some people as having a race. This default even affects how we view white identities. When white is treated as a generic, neutral category, it flattens specific histories. The distinct cultures of Irish, Italian, Polish, or Greek heritage are often erased in favor of one featureless, unmarked label. Ultimately, white characters are described by what they look like, while everyone else is described by what they are. And that difference tells us who literature was taught to see as universal.